It's weird how so many people get upset with the whole trad wife trend and try to say that you can't be a traditional wife or traditional woman if you're living in the modern era and if you're posting about it. Like, if you have a cell phone, then you're automatically not traditional because we didn't have cell phones in the past. I don't think these people understand tradition isn't about a time in history, it's about constants and values.
Well, that didn't age well. Yo guys, it's Johnny Ola, Obelisk, also known as, and today we have a story coming from the right side of the internet, filled with frauds, grifters, and hypocrites. And there's no better example than all those involved here. It exposes the truth about that whole demographic, and we'll get to that shortly, but it all starts with a man named Elijah Schaffer, a right-wing political commentator who first started to get traction during the turbulent 2020 era. Only divisive and chaotic time. Left-wing activism like BLM and Antifa were becoming very popular, spreading all across the country.
So as you can see, it's kind of hard for me to talk right now because I got jumped inside of a Five Below that's currently being ransacked and completely looted. As you see to my left right here, this is an Eye Encounter store. We have an amazing nail spa, and also right over here, there's a Walmart that's been completely gutted. We are here across the river in Philadelphia, right by a Chick-fil-A. What happened was I just went into the Five Below to just see what was going on with some of the looting, and I was jumped by the Black Lives Matter protesters who immediately started punching and kicking me. One of them punched me directly right in the lip. I had to go to the hospital, I think, to get stitches in this lip because it's just absolutely painful. But this is what's happening in the current state over the killing of Walter Wallace Jr. the other night.
A strong counter effect followed, which was to be expected. It included groups like Proud Boys and Patriot Front, and people like Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and our guy. Now, Elijah would make the same basic, unoriginal, reactionary commentary slop as the rest of those guys, and it started picking up steam. He ended up joining Blaze TV around early 2021, and he began to host the podcast show Slightly Offensive, which quickly became one of the biggest podcasts in the space. He looked to be the next darling of the right, but that wouldn't last very long. It literally only took less than 2 years for the cracks of Elijah's real personality to begin to show, and that is when the downfall began. On September 20th, 2022, Blaze TV announced that they would be terminating their contract with Elijah Schaffer for violating company policies and standards. We didn't know the details until the Daily Beast exposed his bitch ass. Exposed him as just being another perv who constantly sexually harassed his coworkers, including groping his co-host at a movie called Uncle Tom, of all fucking names. Like, it was so bad that another female co-worker literally sued him and the whole company a year later. And of course, Elijah did what a lot of people do, especially his types. Cope and spin the narrative like he wanted this to happen. Like he wanted to go independent, quote unquote, but you can't fool your viewers. He was on fast track to fame, the next right-wing darling, superstar. But now he was independent, getting 1/10 of the views. His place in right-wing stardom replaced by another. Now, some time passed, it's 2025. Elijah, a washed-up right-wing influencer making 10,000 posts on X a day to squeeze whatever ad revenue he can, he hosts Rift TV, a media company that he owns. And working for him as a political commentator was an early 20s-year-old girl named Sara. And if you haven't heard of her, she basically makes content talking about how traditional values good, modern society bad, marry early, hoe, OnlyFans, hell. Like, it's like a bot. She has like 10 talking points. You flick it. It's almost like a slot machine. She has like 10 different talking points. You flip it, you click the button, spins, and whatever, you may get a random one at this time. There's some rarer ones than others, but according to him, Sarah Stock and Elijah Schaffer had engaged in a sexual affair after meeting for the first time in person at the Conservative Political Action Conference, famously known as CPAC, February 2025. Elijah, who was 32 and married with 2 kids at the time, and Sara, a proud Catholic in a long-term relationship with a man she would later marry a year later, both chose to keep it a secret. But Sara would later reveal the affair to someone she trusted, and I just find it hilarious that she got slimed out so badly. And it's just so funny. These conservative women, these right-wing women, is like, why do you think you could ever trust these guys? They think of you as less than, but for some reason you expect the same level of respect they would give to like a dude. That's what happens when you pander. She claims that Elijah basically date raped her, and it only happened once. But the listener seems to have heard conflicting stories about it. He heard it was consensual, and more than once. And honestly, her reaction and response, it just exposes that guilt. It's obvious. And so does Milo, because he claims that the affair lasted for 6 months until Sara got engaged. They even had to deal with multiple pregnancy scares, which led to at least 1 abortion, allegedly, which is sweet irony. These guys spend their days lecturing the internet on values they fail to follow. It's the same as these women who are like the woke lefty types. Their whole ideology is based off fighting against white supremacy, patriarchy, all this they consider that the worst thing in the world. All they believe stems from white men specifically. Then they end up just marrying a white man, or they just are thirsty for one, or only date one. That's when your ideology starts looking like an unexpressed inferiority complex. And it is so annoying because both these left-wing and right-wing political commentators contribute absolutely nothing to society. They spend their days yapping to a mic. That's how they make their income, and they can't even do the simple thing of being morally consistent. It's like your one damn job, dude. That's what happens when your lifestyle directly opposes the words that come out of your mouth. We already have enough online activist grifters. We don't need more. After Milo dropped that bombshell, the aftermath for Elijah was brutal. As usual, random ladies came out of the woodwork to tell their stories about this degenerate, along with their drug-fueled rants against his wife, which is like, I'm not a fan of dogpiling at all. They're shitty people too. It didn't take his wife long to divorce him and take the kids, which rightfully so. Now he's left in solitude while he copes with his shitty decisions with any way possible. Like saying he has unlimited aura. Nowadays we have teenagers influencing adults. It used to be the reverse. Before social media, it used to be teenagers being influenced by adults and behaving like them. Now we got adults being influenced by teenagers and behaving like them. It's crazy. So Sara, for what it's worth, she banished herself from the internet. She left us with a final message. The typical, I made mistakes, but it wasn't really my fault. Pray for me. I'm just a girl. That's really the best she could come up with. Sara is just like the rest of these trad e-girls on social media. Sara is just like the rest of these trad girls on social media. They LARP as trad to get money from pathetic right-wing simps. It's obvious that they're the easiest community to grift off currently as an e-girl. It used to be gamers. It used to be you just call yourself a gamer girl, you have a headset, you say you like a game, you'll have guys like a line full of guys thirsting for you, willing to defend you, pay whatever. Yeah, it used to be gaming, but the thing is with the gamer girl stuff, it became way too competitive. There's way too much competition there. So the ones that aren't, knockouts, they have to figure out another grift because there's too much competition in that industry. It's just obvious that they are the easiest community to grift currently as an e-girl. All you have to do is make a few posts about hating woke shit. It could be anything. It could be Hollywood. It could be Disney. It could be random stores or flag. And, maybe throw in a Jew comment here and there. Something about, a minority group. You don't even have to come up with anything original. Just repeat what other influencers you see have said countless times. And you immediately have an audience willing to defend your every decision because, hey, she's based. You don't even have to be attractive, just not fat these days. We've seen it countless times, and here's a newsflash, guys. There's not a single female right-wing political commentator or content creator that is traditional in any way. They are career women. They have similar motivations as you. What do you think made her want to hook up with Elijah? It wasn't his charm or good looks. It was to move up in the industry, in her career. And then you have the victim. Well, I saved that for last. The man she just married, he apparently has met Elijah and was friendly with him throughout the affair. He had to go private because of how much he was getting clowned and hated on by randoms who don't understand this could literally happen to anyone. Like, there's no way to avoid something like this. But I don't know, you have to understand that the reason why he's truly getting clowned, even though he's completely innocent, is because how much his woman would brag, flex, and feel superior and morally better than others because of this supposed lifestyle she was living, and she included you into it. So she included the both of them, even though you never spoke on it. You're added into it. So when everyone finds out the truth, you're both gonna get backlash. It's really not avoidable, and if anything, the only way to avoid it is by making sure your woman doesn't speak up like that. If your woman is bragging, say you're at a sports game and your woman's like, yeah, my boyfriend's the best, he's this, he's that, he's the best thing, and he has a bad game, everyone's gonna be clowning you even though you didn't even do anything. You really used virginity as a way to be above people and was lying about it the whole time. The levels of projection we as regular people can never fathom. I hope you become the ex-husband, because if not, I promise you, you will never, ever get over it. Especially the fact that, according to Sara herself, you were a virgin as well, waiting to get married. It's kind of like the worst nightmare ever. It's very embarrassing. But there's still a way to redeem yourself. And the biggest way is get that shit annulled ASAP, bro. We believe in you. And the moral of the story is, seems like you're better off marrying an OF girl than one of these trad E-girls. At least they're self-aware. Take care, guys.